for this month, by the way, because on Sunday, we have May the 1st, so we see each other in the next month, next week, if everything is going well. I hope you're doing good and you have or you had a great start into your own last working business day, trading day, whatever there's around of you. And I'm really happy that we can do this every morning with Admirals together in this morning briefing show from Monday to Friday, 8:30, right before the markets open. If you missed some show or any show from the past, then you can watch on YouTube channel, by the way, and there you will find every single show from the last month and almost years. So we stream this show on YouTube at the same time. You will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe the channel. You can leave a comment. You can give us a like if you want. If you want that I analyze a chart or a trade from you, then send it below this video after the show on YouTube with the entry, the exit, and your strategy. And then I will include it in the next show next week if you want so to do. Okay, so on YouTube, I can see a lot of people there with me. Also election, good morning. AT, Ankaf, Yanish, Darom, good morning. Ute, Andre, Isaac, wonderful good morning to everybody. And of course, now let's go to the stream. And let me see, let me check it first, the chat here too. So wonderful. Janusz, good morning. Jens, Mladen, Ion, Tina, Rainer, good morning. Hartmut, Igor, is nice to have you here, all of you. So I want to start with the thought of the day and with the quote of the day today, again from Mr. Richard Dennis, the former of the Turtle Traders. And he, in my opinion, one of the best thoughts ever, because he said you don't get any profits from fundamental analysis. You get profits from buying and selling. And this is what I love to do together with you, to buy and sell and not to analyze, not to interpret, because with this kind of prediction of the future, you don't make money. You make money if you push the button, which means at the end it's really natural and it's really simple. You can make a kind of analysis, whatever you want. At the end, you have to push the button and send two numbers to the stock exchange. And that's the price where you want to buy or where you want to sell, and the amount of the contracts, how many contracts, lot sizes, shares, whatever you want to buy or sell. Because you will never, that's the interesting part, you will never ever send your analysis to the broker. Never. You just open your display and type in which kind of order, the price, and the contracts. That's all. And then you push the button and you have bought or you sold. That's all. But who cares your analysis? And this is the deep sentence of the words of this quote of the day from Mr. Richard Dennis. You don't get any profits from fundamental analysis. You get profits from buying and selling. And this is what we want to do also here. So what do we expect, and what's about the economic news this morning? We had this morning GDP down 1.4 rate in first quarter from USA. Then we have China's Bureau vows to meet economy, and France economy stagnated in first quarter too. So that's the most important numbers this morning. And I guess what do we expect today for upcoming events? This is at 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's the preliminary flash estimate GDP, then inflation and employment cost index this evening. And in Canada, we expect the GDP also at 7:30 German time, by the way. That's the upcoming events for today, which means if you are a day trader and you trade in less than or lower than 4-hourly chart is always good. It's always a good thing to be informed about those numbers. And about information, it's a very good thing that you follow the Telegram channel from Admirals. Here, and you will find the link in the button. You will find the link in the chat on YouTube, and of course here on Zoom also. So in case you use Telegram, then you can follow Admirals with all the news here too. Okay, great. Then let's start to our trades, and that's the rest of for the week today, last trading day. And what you can see, the first glance here in this chat, it's DAX 10 minutes. And you know, we trade DAX 10 minutes in kind of day trading if you have time. And therefore, I show you how you can make money with this 10-minute charts in DAX, for example. So you can do it in every other time, in every other currency or product also, like Dow Jones, S&P, oil, gold, whatever you want, as long as you have rules to do what you do, that you can prove it with numbers, that you have a back test or real test, that you know, okay, what you're doing, because you work with probabilities, is profitable and has a positive profit factor. So, and as you can see, basically here we were in the green zone, which means the price was really cheap. And finally, we got back to the point of control. And you know, the point of control, that's market profile, is based on volume. We trade prices and nothing else. We hit the point of control exactly, but we didn't stop there, because you see, can see, oh, the trend is continuing. You want to see the trend? Yeah, come on, let's see the trend, how it really works. And you can see, lovely. And the trend is still working. Yeah, and in case you opened your position here on Wednesday, yeah, or on Wednesday in the morning or in the afternoon, then you are still in, even it's just 10 minutes. That's really cool. And that's the sense of trend following. And this is what Richard Dennis meant when he said why you should analyze your chart, why you should interpret. What you have to do is follow the price. And prices are always increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, because sometimes you have more buyers, prices increasing, sometimes you have more sellers, then you have a decreasing price. At the end, you will find movement corrections, and finally there is finally you have a trend. So therefore, trend following is one of the famous, one of the most successful trades ever. And here you can see we hit a new point 2. And if you, in case you are still in, then now your stop loss is there. Yeah, and you are in profit. You're really in profit. So I can show you, for example, just take a look at this one. Just take a quick look at this one. That's my private account. And here you can see almost 60% in profit. Yeah, 60. This is trend following, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what we want to do with our account here on Admirals also. Yeah, on the long run, you will see we will do it and we'll get it. Yeah. So, and you see, even in 10 minutes, it's really, really profitable. Let's come to our focus charts and the most important products and the top instruments from Admirals. And we start with the Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, we're still in two trends. The main trend is the green one, is still facing upwards. Here we are deep in the correction, and the correction is running in its own trend. And yesterday we saw a trend continuation, and now we are still in the correction. And what I'm waiting for is that I can see a new, smaller uptrend that I can work with the main trend, and then let's go up again. But this will take time. This will not happen today, maybe next week. Otherwise, it could be also possible that the downtrend will continue and will break the main trend. Then the current corrective trend will be the new main trend, and this is also possible. I don't know. It's not my job to analyze, not to interpret it, just to follow the price. And this is why I always used to tell you, please never forget a signal and never miss a signal like me, because I missed my signal here. And now I have to lose, I have to miss this big profits, you see? So I hope you are much better than me as a trader. Okay, so next one is the Dow Jones. And in Dow Jones, we are still in nowhere. The only positive factor we can recognize for the moment is that we are deep in the green zone, that we are in the green zone here, which means the price is kind of relatively cheap. Point of control is a bit higher, but we don't have a trend. And you know, if you are a trend trader, then you have to follow the trend. But that means, or that requires that you first have a trend. And actually, there is no trend because we had a break of the downtrend here. And on the right side of the chart, it's just this one, move, correction, but there was not a close, not really a close. That means we don't have a valid trend. Yeah, we don't have a valid trend. And let's see about the DAX 40 in 4-hourly chart, in case you trade higher time frames. And there you see we are still in comparison to the Dow, we have a valid downtrend. And this is my downtrend here. And it's going to break. Maybe it's going to break here. And this is what I hope it could happen, because the point of control is much way up. So, and what I'm waiting for is that maybe in the future, we see a kind of whatever new trend. So we can go up in DAX 40 back to the point of control. This will also not happen today, but maybe next week. So let's go to the gold price. Yeah, in gold price, that was really simple, because in gold price, we have two trends. That's first of all, that was the big one. The main trend was this one with this big correction. And finally, exactly, there was a trend continuation also. And included, embedded in this one, in this trend, there was also a new one. And there is a trend continuation also here. And the small one is going to break, actually, with the higher prices in gold. So I hope you are in and you had a perfect entry on this top side to speculate and to follow this price. And last but not least, we have Euro USD as one of our top instruments from Admirals, with a really lightning execution and really far and really less or really small spreads. Yeah, here, what should I say? This trend is really cool running. It's really cool running. Oh, you remember the movie Cool Running? I love it. You have to Google it, Cool Running. Check it out. If you don't know the movie, you should check this movie and you should watch it, because you can learn a lot of things about to be patient, to follow your dreams, and to follow the laws, by the way. And now you see that's a lovely downtrend here. That's really cool. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you took the entry at the second trend on here, then you are in profit right now. Follow the trend. So that's the top instruments from Admirals. And before we come to my running trades, to manage them, and of course to answer your questions and maybe new proposals, I want to ask you my Friday question. And the Friday question is always the same, because I want to know, did you reach your goals this week? I asked you on Monday, what kind of goals do you have? And you said sticking to rules, for example. So, and now I want to know, the week is over. Did you reach your goals this week? Yeah. So yes, I finally did. No, I did not. Oh, I had no goals this week. That's your three options. Please make your choice. Okay, my running trades. So I have a couple of running trades, and this is Australian dollar, Japanese yen. And it looks like that the Japanese yen becomes weaker and weaker, or Australian dollar becomes more stronger, and which means the corrective trend is broken here. And also there was another break of the main trend. So actually, let's see what happens. We have another one with over 1,000 pips in profit. Shaka! This is trend following, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what you can learn in trading. Oh, that's not up to me because I'm not important, because my teacher taught me this also. And this is a strategy which is working since 80 years. Mr. Richard Duncan was one of the first in 1949 roundabout. But this strategy is well known as the Dow approach from Charles Dow and Edward Jones. And they have found it in 1879. Yeah, it was already there, but they created this Dow strategy, buying cheap, selling expensive. And in the modern age, 1949, Mr. Richard Duncan was one of the first, well, the first, he published this kind of trend following system. And you see, it's always working. It's always working. So just let it go. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we see a trend continuation. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about this because maybe then we can trade a stop closer and we can follow the price. Come on, guys, please type in the chat box right now on YouTube and on Zoom. Do you think this is a really cool strategy? Yes or no? Feel free. I don't care. Do you think this is a really cool strategy if you get it? Yeah, yes or no? So type in the chat box, yes or no. So let's go to the next one. It's Euro Australian dollar. And we are still in profit here. And I opened a second position, you know, because this is one of the first I won a pyramid. And so I opened a second position here. Unfortunately, the price is going down for the moment. But let's see if we see a kind of recovery here and then the price is going up. Otherwise, I will close this pyramiding position and let just the first one just running, because this is really deep in profit. Yeah, so actually there's nothing to do for me. Euro Japanese yen, yeah, this corrective downtrend is not broken yet, but the main trend is still facing upwards. Euro New Zealand dollar, same procedure. We are deep in profit with our first position, and I opened the second position, kind of pyramiding system, because we have enough space to go up to the point of control here, and we are circling around the second entry. Let's see if we will see a trend continuation. Then we have New Zealand Canadian dollar. We hit a new point 2. We could trail the stop loss. This is another best proof for trend following. And finally, drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best trades ever. And I hope you are a part of it, because this is US dollar, Japanese yen. And we were in the night over 1,500 pips in profit. And now we are still 1,483 pips in profit. This is really, really cool running. And now you can imagine, guys, now you can imagine why really experienced traders, they manage their money with a cool proper money management, and they have such a strategy, and they pyramid 3 times, 4 times, whatever, and they let the profits run, why they have a boosted account at the end of the year. And this is what we want to do here also. There's nothing to speculate, there's nothing to interpret. This is just following the price. This is what we have also to do. So then there was a question about NASDAQ in 1 hourly chart. Let me put it in my list. NASDAQ 100. And some of you wanted to see it in hourly chart. So NASDAQ 100 in hourly chart, there is, of course, on the right side of the chart, there is still a long running downtrend. If I see it right now, it's a big downtrend. We started here, one. That's the trend also. Oh, yes. Okay, there was a break. There was a break, but that was this one. And then it goes down here and up there. Yeah, still a downtrend. Yes, still the downtrend. And this downtrend will break here at this last point 13,600 whatever. And on the right side of the chart is an uptrend. Yes, there is an uptrend, and is this one. Move, correction, move. Yes, trend continuation. Point of control is quite far away. The perfect entry was latest at this point too. And then you are a little bit in profit, and the stop loss is placed here at the last 0.3. Yeah, and now let's see if there will be a new trend arm, and maybe we go up to the point of control. So this is what I can see and read on the, or listen to the chart on the right side. So thanks, all of you will say, yes, trend following is working. So let's see if I have on YouTube some questions. If the strategy follow the trend working in every time frame, of course, it's pure logic, by the way. If you understand the logic in trading, then you know the answer. Yes, it is. So can you have a look at Euro, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, Canadian dollar, Australian Swiss franc? Let's see. You want to start with Euro, New Zealand dollar. This is here. Yeah, this is one of our running trades. I've forgotten. This is one of the running trades. Euro, New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so there is nothing to analyze. I talked about that already. US dollar, Canadian dollar. US dollar. Here we go. Canadian dollar. Yes, is also a running trend. Let me see. That was the last point too. Yes. So that was the first trend arm. That was the second one. And there was a break. Okay, which means we have to start there. That's 1 and 2. I guess we are still in the second trend arm. So if the price turns around here about, then you can speculate on a trend continuation in US dollar, Canadian dollar. I guess I have this on my list too. So, and Australian dollar, Swiss franc, yes. This Australian dollar, Swiss franc is also one of my charts on my watch list. Because, yes, that's it. So that was my first trend arm. And that's the second one. So actually, I'm still in the second trend arm. And I'm waiting for a turnaround, kind of balance candle. And then I want to go down at least to the point of control, or maybe more trend arms. But Australian dollar, Swiss franc, I also have on my list to trade. I'm not sure if this will happen for weekend, but latest next week. If, yeah, otherwise we get a contrary trend to the upper side, but this is not happening right now. So DAX 1 hourly chart. Okay. Okay, let's see DAX 1 hourly chart. It's also a trade. It's still in a short position. The main trend is still facing downwards, but the leading trend is this one. Yeah, there was a perfect entry. Look, there was a balance candle. There was a perfect entry. Yeah, and now you see at least the trend continuation, which means the perfect stop loss is here, the last 0.3. Wonderful. You see, trend strategy is working. So, could you please let me know your opinion about British pound, New Zealand dollar? Yes, of course. British pound, New Zealand dollar, also on my list. I see you follow my thoughts. That makes me really happy. Okay, British pound, New Zealand dollar. It's really simple because we just have one trend. And that's the downtrend. So start here, move, correction, and move, which means we are here in the second correction. Unfortunately, we are struggling here with the point of low, yeah, and we have two balance candles in a row, which means actually we have more buyers than sellers in the market. So, but the trend will break here, yeah, and as long as the trend does not break here, I think we can still go down. Yeah, no, that's not this one. We still can go down, but it's still on the watch list. Actually, for the moment, there's nothing to do. And maybe if you're not on place on the desk for the rest of the day, maybe you can set a pending order a little bit on the way down. Yeah, in case you know, okay, I have to go to meetings or to bring the kids to the school, or I have to go to work or whatever do you have to do for a kind of business, then and you don't want to miss it, then you can set a pending order on the way down. Because if the trend will going down and you are not in front of your desk, then you are a part of it. And in 4 hourly chart, I guess once a day or 2 times a day, you can check your charts. Especially you can use MetaTrader app on iPhone and Samsung or Android or whatever, Google or whatever you have there. So, okay, where can I read about this strategy, and is that indicator available for MT4? Elsewhere can I get it? Trend following, yeah, there are kind of famous books like this one from Trend Following from Mr. Michael Gabel, Trend Following, or you learn it, yeah, by catching my course on my homepage, for example, or follow this morning briefing show every morning, then you will learn about it. If you want to go deeper, you have to make an own education, by the way. And this indicator on the left side, go my homepage, send me a contact, and then I send you the link about this. Okay. So, yeah, that was my proposals for you today. Australian dollar, Swiss franc, British pound, New Zealand dollar. It's on my list also. Just waiting what happens today, and the rest is still going and still working. DAX 10 minutes, it's going into the correction, which is necessary, because without that correction, you cannot find new buyers and sellers. So my question for you today was, did you reach your goals this week? And we had wonderful 45%. Yes, I finally did. And 34%, no, I did not. Don't be angry about this. Try to figure out why you didn't reach your goals. There must be a reason. And if you say, no, I had no goals this week, then let me tell you this for the end of this week, without a goal and without the date, you will never become successful in no business of this world, in neither business of this world, especially in trading. You have to set a date when you want to become successful, when you want to learn how to draw the trend, when you learn to work to act with this strategy. When? Next week, in 3 months, in 4 months. Otherwise, you will reach nothing, especially in trading. So I think you need a goal. This is just what I can share with you about my knowledge and experience. Thank you to Admirals that we could make this week again. And I hope you will have a wonderful weekend. And I hope we see each other next week again. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it below this video after the show. And otherwise, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Have courage and be kind and all the time. And may the force of the rules